It all started when, a few days after graduation, Sneha Didi had to go to Bengaluru for a job interview. It was late at night, and our parents didn't allow her to go alone, insisting I accompany her. Around 10 o'clock p.m., our sleeper bus departed. We sat side by side, with her by the window and me next to her. Before moving forward, let me tell you about my sister, Sneha. She's 4 years older than me and incredibly beautiful. Anyone who saw her couldn't help but be captivated, though their longing often remained unfulfilled. People would go crazy chasing after her. This wasn't the first time I noticed her being looked at differently. It had been happening from the start. Whenever she came into a room with wet hair wrapped in a towel, or bent down to pick something up, my eyes would automatically follow her. I'd often sneak glances at her from behind a door. When she stood in front of the mirror, drying her hair, changing clothes, or slightly lifting the window curtain, she knew I was watching her with a different gaze. Sometimes, she'd deliberately wear clothes that made me restless, yet she handled it effortlessly, giving a slight smile when our eyes met, as if teasing me. Occasionally, when she spoke to me up close, there was a strange spark in her eyes. Things progressed slowly, but clearly. Sometimes, she'd lean so close that everything became obvious. She'd wear shorts so short that I'd catch glimpses that unsettled me. It happened so frequently that it no longer felt accidental, it felt like a deliberate game. I got nervous, so I held her hand and asked, "What's wrong, Didi?" She looked at me, smiled, and said it was just interview stress. We then talked about how much she needed the job and wanted to take care of the family. Later, she asked if I had a girlfriend or had ever done that. I admitted I hadn't had a girlfriend yet, though I talked to girls in college, but nothing serious happened because my heart wasn't in it. We stopped at a dhaba, and she hesitated, looking around nervously, her face showing slight panic. I reassured her I'd stay close, and we got off the bus. It was dark, with only the dhaba's lights and some streetlights illuminating the area. She looked around, unsure where to go, her face tense. I found a quieter corner with some bushes, and signaled her to come, assuring her no one would see. She hesitated, but followed, still nervous. She told me to stay close for confidence. I nodded and stood nearby to ensure her safety. Looking back, everything seemed fine, but my breath caught when I realized she might know I'd seen her. I feared she'd be upset or angry if she found out.
I stood there, holding my breath, and when she got up, I quickly looked away, pretending I hadn't seen anything. We boarded the bus again, and after a while, all the lights went out. She seemed exhausted and sleepy. I slightly pulled the window curtain to shield her from outside eyes, and she rested her head on the seat's corner, closing her eyes. Moments later, she turned her head toward me, resting it on my shoulder. My eyes were fixed on her, and my hands began to move. I unbuttoned her top, but just then, the bus jolted, and she woke up. I quickly closed my eyes, pretending to be asleep. She looked at me, perhaps sensing something, but said nothing. Just moved my hand from her chest and went back to sleep. By 6 o'clock a.m., we reached Bengaluru. It was foggy and dark outside. We took a taxi to a lodge near the office, checked in at the reception, and got a simple but clean private room. Exhausted from the journey, she said she'd freshen up. I nodded, and she went to the washroom while I sat on the bed, looking out the window. Soon, I heard the shower. She was humming softly, her voice echoing in the room. I tried to distract myself by turning on the TV, but my mind kept drifting to her. About 20 minutes later, she came out, her hair wet, wrapped in a large towel covering her from chest to knees. She passed by me, took clothes from the cupboard, and went back to the washroom without a word. When she returned, she wore a black half-skirt and white shorts. Her skirt had ridden up slightly, and I could clearly see her. She sat naturally, as if unaware I was watching. I tried to look away, but that sight had gripped my mind. She started doing her makeup, and I just watched. After a while, she left for her interview, leaving me alone in the lodge. I thought of sleeping, but my mind was restless. 2 hours later, I decided to freshen up, hoping a shower would calm me. In the bathroom, I saw her wet shorts on the floor, and without thinking, I touched them, overwhelmed. About an hour later, the door latch clicked. She returned, looking exhausted, her eyes teary, sweat on her forehead. She put her bag down, sat on the bed, unbuttoned her white shorts, and lay down, breathing heavily. I looked at her, silently handed her a glass of water, and she drank while meeting my eyes, asking why I'd unbuttoned her top and touched her the previous night. I froze, my heart racing, unsure what to say. Sensing my panic, she smiled and told me to relax, saying she wasn't angry but could tell I was scared, as if I'd committed a crime. She told me to end the topic, saying my nervousness was hurting her. She moved closer, pushed her hair aside, and leaned toward me. I hesitantly placed my hand on her shoulder and began massaging gently.
After a few minutes, she said if I was good at massaging, I should take off her shorts too, as it didn't feel right otherwise. She slowly removed her white shorts and set them aside. I silently watched, then began massaging her neck and shoulders. She turned her head and said, I touched her the previous night, and if I wanted, I could massage there too. It felt like a dream, surreal. Slowly, I moved closer and said she seemed exhausted, offering to massage her properly if she wasn't upset. She looked into my eyes, paused, and said if that was my true desire, she wouldn't stop me, wanting no secrets between us. Her words stirred a storm inside me. As I massaged, she felt intense pain, started crying, tears in her eyes. I held her hand, apologized, and said I didn't know it would hurt so much. She looked at me, forced a smile, and said she knew what I wanted. She began massaging me in return, and by the time the massage roll was gone, she lay down beside me. Her mischievous glint returned, and I felt embarrassed, but her eyes sparkled with playfulness. Back from Bengaluru, my happiness knew no bounds, and whenever I get the chance, I massage her. Friends, let me know in the comments how you found this story, and give the video a like and subscribe to Shekhar Voice channel. Until the next story, thank you.